Ozempic has swept through the Real Housewives franchise like wildfire. What was supposed to be a diabetes medication has become the worst-kept secret in reality TV. The weekly injections suppress cravings, slow digestion, and promise weight loss of 5–20%. Sounds perfect, right? But here's what nobody talks about until it's too late. The side effects, the failed attempts, the personality changes, the projectile vomiting, the depression when your body doesn't respond like everyone else's. And these Real Housewives are living proof that this miracle drug comes with a dark side. 1. Dolores Catania. Dolores from New Jersey has been one of the most vocal housewives about Ozempic use. She's been taking it for over 2 years, switched to Mounjaro, lost nearly 30 pounds, and her boyfriend Paul dropped 60 pounds and got off blood pressure medication. Success story, right? Not exactly. In a Fox News interview, Dolores issued a serious warning. I think Ozempic has some great benefits, and I also think it has some dangers. She revealed she was prescribed both medications because she's insulin resistant, pre-diabetic, and has thyroid issues. But here's the concerning part. Dolores admitted it didn't even work properly for her appetite. I was eating appetizers, a regular meal and dessert, okay? It didn't stop anything for me, she shared in June 2024. When something doesn't work as promised, but you keep taking it anyway, that's not a success story. That's desperation. And Dolores isn't alone. 2. Cynthia Bailey, former Atlanta housewife. Cynthia Bailey's Ozempic experience was a total disaster. Unlike other stars who at least saw some results, the medication simply didn't work for her body. When you see it worked for other people and it doesn't work for you, it makes you depressed. Realistically, it makes you feel like, what is wrong with me? Why is it not working for me? Think about that. The drug that's supposed to help you lose weight actually made her more depressed because her body didn't respond like everyone else's. The psychological damage from failed Ozempic attempts is something nobody discusses until they're in the middle of it. Studies show that almost 14% of people who try Ozempic don't lose weight at all. That's 1 in 7 people taking a powerful medication with serious side effects and getting 0 results. 3. Caroline Stanbury, Dubai housewife. Caroline Stanbury has what might be the most horrifying Ozempic story. She was at West Hollywood's The Abbey bar when disaster struck. After having just half a glass of alcohol while on Ozempic, Caroline projectile vomited. Not just regular nausea, full projectile vomiting in a crowded bar with no time to reach a bathroom. Her husband Sergio tried covering her as the humiliating incident unfolded. Caroline later joked on Page Six's podcast, "If you haven't projectile vomited on Ozempic, you haven't lived yet." But it's not funny when you understand why this happened. Doctors warn that combining Ozempic with alcohol can cause severe digestive symptoms because both substances affect blood sugar levels. The medication can also impact liver function, which alcohol makes worse. There's even increased risk of pancreatitis, a potentially life-threatening condition. Yet Caroline took Ozempic after gaining 18 pounds during IVF, believing it was worth the risk. 4. Emily Simpson. Orange County's Emily Simpson was advised by her doctor to try Ozempic after filming season 17. She wanted to lose weight and feel better, so she started in December. The result? It was great for my diet. It really just kick-started me into eating better and eating healthier, because it makes you feel like crap because nothing tastes good. Read that again. It worked because it made everything taste terrible. That's not healthy weight loss. That's chemical aversion to food. Emily only took it for a short period before stopping. Now she hits the gym 7 days a week, but still faces constant speculation. The thing that bothers me the most is that when people comment on the way that I look, they constantly say, "Ozempic, Ozempic," she explained. The drug didn't just change her body, it changed how people perceive her accomplishments. Every pound she loses naturally gets attributed to medication. 5. Erica Jane, Beverly Hills star. Erica Jane showed up on Watch What Happens Live, looking so drastically different that host Andy Cohen told her she looked like a whisper of herself. Let that sink in. She was so thin that Andy Cohen, who sees these women constantly, was visibly concerned on camera. Erica claimed her weight loss was hormonal, related to menopause, not Ozempic. But the transformation was so extreme, it sparked widespread concern among fans and castmates alike. When weight loss becomes so dramatic that people who know you well are shocked and worried, That's not a glow-up. That's a red flag. 6. Heather Gay, Salt Lake City's Heather Gay openly admitted on Season 5. Ozempic, baby, when asked about her 25-pound weight loss. She called it a long overdue glow-up and thanked modern medicine. But here's the disturbing part. Heather joked in her confessional, "I finally cracked the code. I lost 25 pounds, and now Mary Cosby loves me." She literally connected losing weight with being accepted by Mary Cosby, who had previously made comments about Heather's appearance. When you're taking powerful medication to gain acceptance from someone who judged your body, that's not empowerment. That's conforming to toxic standards. Heather told people in November 2023 that it was discouraging to see people treat her differently when she lost weight. You lose 5 pounds, people are nicer to you. I don't know why. It's just the way the world works, and that makes me sad for women. Yet she's contributing to that same system by using Ozempic to achieve the body type that makes people nicer to her. 7. Margaret Josephs. New Jersey's Margaret Josephs admitted in March to using Ozempic-like injections weekly to lose weight and improve her metabolism. She was defensive about it. Everyone is like, "Marge, you look great," although some of my co-stars think some of my weight loss is not a great idea. When your own castmates, people who know you intimately, think your weight loss isn't a great idea, that's a massive warning sign. But Margaret dismissed it. "But I think it's ridiculous. I think it's whatever works for me." That attitude is exactly how people end up with serious complications. When friends express concern and you brush it off as ridiculous, you're not being confident, you're being reckless. 8. Terry Dubrow. Dr. Terry Dubrow from Orange County tried Ozempic despite not having much weight to lose. As a plastic surgeon, he wanted to understand what his patients were experiencing. He thought it was amazing initially, but there was one side effect he couldn't deal with, though he hasn't publicly specified what it was, only that it simply didn't work for his lifestyle. Here's a board-certified plastic surgeon who works with medications daily, and even he experienced side effects significant enough to make him stop. If a doctor can't tolerate the side effects, what does that tell you about its safety for regular people? Studies show that after stopping Ozempic, people regain 2/3 of their weight within 1 year. Terry likely knew this. You're not just taking a drug, you're committing to dependency on it to maintain results. 9. Kyle Richards. Beverly Hills star Kyle Richards hasn't admitted to taking Ozempic. In fact, she's adamantly denied it multiple times. "I am not taking Ozempic, never have." She wrote on social media in January 2024, she explained her weight loss came from cutting out sugar, alcohol, and carbs while working out daily. "I work my ass off, and I really resent when people think I'm just paying to get it done." But here's why Kyle's on this list. The Ozempic trend has ruined her relationship with her own body transformation. Even her co-star Melissa Gorga speculated publicly, "I'm not gonna lie, when I first saw her, I was like, ooh, she's taking that stuff." Kyle can't enjoy her hard work because everyone assumes she's lying. The Ozempic epidemic has made it impossible for anyone to lose weight naturally without facing accusations. That's how pervasive this trend has become. 10. Teresa Giudice, New Jersey's OG. Teresa Giudice has been dodging Ozempic accusations all year, but fans aren't buying her denials. When she posted photos from a Real Housewives live event in Atlantic City, the comments exploded. "Ozempic that I need for diabetic, and you are taking it too. Look more bow-legged," one commenter wrote accusingly. Another simply called her an Ozempic advertisement. The speculation intensified after Teresa attended a Barbie-themed party in a pink jumpsuit. Fans immediately noticed she didn't look like herself, with many accusing her of heavily filtering the snap. But the real controversy was the weight loss visible in every photo. "Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's Ozempic," one person wrote. Another shared, "I see Ozempic has made its way to Teresa." Melissa Gorga has claimed multiple times that Teresa is among the cast members using the drug, though Teresa has never confirmed this. The silence speaks volumes. When multiple castmates say most of the cast is on it, and you're staying quiet, people draw their own conclusions. Some fans even expressed concern that she doesn't look healthy anymore. When dramatic weight loss crosses from impressive to alarming, that's when you know something's wrong. 11. Jennifer Aydin. New Jersey's Jennifer Aydin denied Ozempic use on Watch What Happens Live in July 2024, but then admitted something arguably worse. She's on Mounjaro, the alternative that works similarly but costs even more. Wait, it gets worse. Jennifer revealed on the Two Jersey Jays podcast that she went to the hospital for an impacted bowel, which she attributed to her weight loss medication use. An impacted bowel. That's when your digestive system essentially stops working because waste can't pass through. It's incredibly painful, potentially dangerous, and requires medical intervention. So Jennifer was willing to deny Ozempic on national television while secretly taking its even more expensive alternative, which landed her in the hospital with severe gastrointestinal complications. That's not a success story. That's a cautionary tale. She has also been accused of using weight loss drugs by multiple sources, though she initially tried to keep it private. The fact that she eventually had to discuss it on a podcast after a hospital visit shows how serious the complications got. 12. Jennifer Fessler New Jersey friend Jennifer Fessler played coy on Watch What Happens Live when Andy Cohen asked about her dramatic weight loss. I did lose a lot of weight. I took peptides, and I don't know if you've heard of medications associated with that help people lose weight. When Cohen pushed back and asked if it was Ozempic, Fessler coyly replied, "You said it, I didn't." That's not transparency. That's trying to have it both ways. Admitting it without actually admitting it so you can deny it later if needed. The gymnastics these women go through to avoid saying the word Ozempic while clearly using it is exhausting to watch. Jennifer later discussed her weight loss, Ozempic use, and the health effects on her podcast with Jackie Goldschneider, finally being more open about the reality of what she'd been through. Featuring in Jackie Goldschneider. Salt Lake City's Jackie Goldschneider deserves recognition for being one of the few housewives vocally opposing Ozempic use. Having battled anorexia for 18 years, she understands eating disorders in ways her castmates don't. "You should know that I can talk about Ozempic all day. It gets me so fired up. I'm horrified by it," she told Page Six's virtual reality podcast. She called Ozempic an eating disorder in a needle and predicted disaster. There's going to be a lot of people with eating disorders. You start dropping massive amounts of weight. That's so addicting. That's how I spiraled into anorexia. Jackie's warnings fell on deaf ears. Her castmates continued using it. The franchise continued promoting it implicitly through before and after transformations. And Jackie watched in horror as the very thing that nearly killed her got repackaged as a miracle drug. She wrote on Instagram responding to another housewife, "That's what I said. I can't believe anyone would put this in their body for anything other than sick diabetes. It's not a forever thing, and when these girls stop, they will go into depression or severe eating disorder." Jackie isn't ruined by the Ozempic trend in the traditional sense, but watching her franchise embrace something that embodies everything she's fought against, that's its own kind of damage. 14. Danielle Cabral. New Jersey's Danielle Cabral was vocally against Ozempic, famously sniping that people should just run on a fucking treadmill instead of using the injections. But here's what's tragic about Danielle's stance. She's absolutely right. Traditional diet and exercise work. But she's also swimming against the tide in a franchise where most of her castmates are openly or secretly using pharmaceutical intervention. Danielle has been staunchly against the injections, criticizing others who use them instead of traditional methods. But that principled stance has isolated her in a cast where Ozempic use has become normalized. When you're one of the few women refusing to take shortcuts while everyone around you is getting dramatic results from weekly injections, the pressure is immense. Will Danielle eventually give in, or will she be another casualty of the Ozempic epidemic by being left behind as everyone else transforms? 15. Shannon Beador. Orange County's Shannon Beador showed up on social media looking dramatically thinner after her devastating breakup with longtime boyfriend John Jansen. When fans commented Ozempic for sure, Shannon simply replied, "Nope." Shannon attributed her weight loss to working out daily, eating healthy, and taking her supplement Real for Real lemonade every morning. She insisted it was about dedicating herself to getting healthy for the new year. But the timing was suspicious. Dramatic weight loss immediately following a traumatic breakup from a man who was spotted at her favorite restaurant with another woman just 1 week after the split became public. Whether Shannon used Ozempic or not, the accusation has ruined her ability to celebrate her transformation. Despite publicly denying using any weight loss medication and emphasizing her commitment to diet and exercise, Rumors and speculation continue to circulate. Every post, every photo, every appearance, the comments section fills with accusations. That's how pervasive the Ozempic epidemic has become. Even legitimate weight loss gets dismissed as pharmaceutical intervention. 16. Alexia Nepola. Miami's Alexia Nepola was shown getting injections on camera during season 5, sparking immediate Ozempic speculation. She quickly denied it, claiming they were B12 shots for energy with other nutrients, explaining that her doctor gave them to castmate Marisol Patton because she felt weak and lethargic. But here's the problem. Once you're caught getting injections on camera, denying their Ozempic becomes nearly impossible to prove. The damage is done. The speculation persists, and every subsequent appearance where you look thinner reinforces the suspicion. Alexia's denial might be completely truthful, but in the Ozempic era, nobody believes vitamin shots anymore. The trend has created such widespread suspicion that innocent medical treatments become evidence of weight loss drug use. 17. Tamra Judge. Orange County's Tamra Judge hasn't publicly admitted to Ozempic use herself, but she's been at the center of the conversation as co-host of the Two Ts in a Pod podcast with Teddy Mellencamp, where multiple housewives have discussed their use. Tamra and Teddy even serve as executive producers on Jackie Goldschneider and Jennifer Fessler's podcast, which launched with an entire episode dedicated to Ozempic. Tamra's in a unique position. She platforms discussions about Ozempic, profits from content about it, but maintains plausible deniability about her own use. It's the perfect influencer strategy. Benefit from the trend without taking the risk of admitting participation. But that approach has its own consequences. When you build a media empire partly on Ozempic discourse while refusing to confirm or deny your own use, you're contributing to the normalization of something potentially dangerous.